What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rant, no hate. Craziness, y'all. Craziness. Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao. That fight maybe off. Maybe not. Um, I don't feel like going into all the details. But basically, okay. Remember when Manny Pacquiao, okay, from what I'm understanding, remember when Manny Pacquiao was first supposed to fight Conor McGregor, and then that fight didn't happen. Now, I know it would make less sense to go through with this fight, and McGregor just lost the fight, and it wouldn't sell. It would just be like, okay, we just seen Conor get stomped in the ground. What's the purpose of this fight even happening? Like, even though it'd be boxing instead of MMA, but regardless. Okay, so that didn't happen. Now, if you guys remember, he was supposed to be fighting Mikey Garcia. Then we heard he was supposed to be doing an exhibition, okay, with Ryan Garcia, right? Then all of a sudden, we heard he was fighting Mikey Garcia again. Then after all of that, we hear, no, the exhibition is not off. He is fighting Ryan Garcia in an exhibition. Just to hear, now he's fighting Errol Spence. So, apparently, Manny Pacquiao has a lawsuit against him, and it could interfere with him versus Errol Spence. Now, I just did a video about Errol Spence. I mentioned Errol Spence in the video, how he was being interviewed by Ellie Setback, and Ellie asked him about, how long is he going to stay in the 147 division? Like, he's been there for a while now, and he said, if the right fight don't happen, I'm gone. But Ellie also followed up saying, well, you got the Pacquiao fight, so that's good. So they wasn't talking like the fight was in jeopardy or anything. So it's weird when you get this news, and this is one of the reasons why anytime I hear two fighters' names come up, whether it's the fighter saying it or a promoter saying it, until they actually sit down and negotiate and we start to hear progress of what's going on from both parties, I don't get excited about it, because we keep hearing this guy want this guy want that guy, and then nothing happens. An example of that was, like, I've touched on this before. At 135, look at all these names we have, right? And all you hear is this guy want this guy. Somebody fights, one of these guys tweet what they would have did to the other guy. This guy wants this guy. I'm calling you out now. All of this talk. And then they go fight somebody else. And all these guys need each other. Manny Pacquiao, in terms of his status, he can retire right now. And his career, his legacy cemented. Now, my thing is this. If this fight doesn't happen, and if Errol Spence decides to leave the division because of that, that would make zero sense. I feel like guys need to unify the division before they leave. But that's up to them to actually want that. So we might not get that fight. To be honest with you, I wasn't crazy about the fight anyway. I know a lot of people are, oh, yeah. But for me, I just feel like instead of you fighting Pacquiao, you need to be in there with Terrence Crawford. That's really the fight that I want to see at that division more than any other fight. I know Pacquiao, what he's done in the past, and he showed against Keith Thurman, which was a year or two ago, that he still had enough in the tank to beat these guys now. So that was all good, but you guys still have a generation of fighters that just haven't fought each other. And for this fight to be in jeopardy, now, if it does happen, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But what I'm more interested in overall is to see what Errol Spence's next move would be after, if this doesn't happen. Because, in all honesty, if he did leave the division because of that, he will leave that division with probably 98, 99.9% of the people saying, yo, you ducked Terrence Crawford. Because you didn't unify and you had no reason to. And in that video, like I said, when he made that comment about if the right fight doesn't happen, I'm gone, then it's like, well, who do you want to fight, man? So, I don't know, y'all. If y'all looking forward to this fight, you might not get it. So I'm type of person. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't lose any sleep about it. But don't cross your fingers. Don't sit there and get your hopes up high for this one. That's all I'll say. And the only thing you can really do is wait and then see what happens, because it's looking like it could be in jeopardy. Who knows? This all might even be something that's being said to stir up, some talk about it and get people more interested in it. Who knows? I don't know. They both fought at Texas Stadium before, so if they fight there again, it will be a lot more people there for this particular fight, I believe. So, who knows, man? It's a lot of storyline, a lot of wrestling type antics going on with in boxing nowadays. So I don't ever know what's true, what's exaggerated, or what's hyped up. Just from initial conversation about it, because I don't understand how for one, I think the company that gave him, like, he had that's financially behind it was Paradigm. And I'm thinking like this, right? When you do negotiations, the people who you're negotiating with, this is all boxing. So I don't understand how people see and hear this type of stuff, and I don't know. I mean, the same thing with Fury and AJ, man. That in that situation, there was, one party was told that no, this, what's going on won't affect the fight. I don't know if the same thing happened. Maybe Pacquiao, maybe they talked about it. Maybe Pacquiao said, oh, no, it's no problem. We can, the fight can happen. Who knows? But from what I'm hearing right now, it's that this fight may not happen. So anyway, never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. I will catch y'all in the next video.